good evening, friends, fiends, and night owl supremes. Also, witches and warlocks and curious magical beings. Welcome to the magical side of A Bit Late, where tonight we're doing something a bit different. I'm a little nervous and anxious about this, actually, but it should be fun. A spell while you sleep. A spell for sleep, specifically. I know a lot of you tune in to listen to stories in order to fall asleep, and I can appreciate that, because I also cannot fall asleep without something else talking to me. By something, hopefully it's a recording that I've picked out and not some terror of the night. Also, sorry for that. But I figured this would be a good chance to show you some more of what I do to sort of relax and get rid of some voices inside of my own head. And that's with a simple candle spell. And I will say, if this isn't your cup of tea, that's a-okay. It's a simple thing. I will be lighting a candle with words on it and seeing where it goes, but really it's just wishing for a good sleep, good rest, and, to keep worry and anxiety at bay, because, yes, I can't fall asleep when those are on board. But if you'd like to jump ahead to where everything happens, you can do that here, and I'll be talking a little bit more now. Now, you don't have to believe any certain thing to follow along with this. It's basically me being a pyromaniac and watching a candle burn and telling you all the exciting updates. Yay! I found that for me, staring at a single point and focusing on it, especially if it's moving slightly and warm, like, say, a candle flame, it lets me focus on just that, and everything else sort of gets quiet in my head. So this is something I like to do when I'm especially worried about an inordinate amount of things. Really helps to quiet the mind. So I am sharing this with you because maybe it will help you. If you can't light candles where you're at, you can light one through this video. Magic. Woohoo! Anyway, I hope it does help you. If nothing else, I will be the voice inside your head, hopefully helping in some way. Now, this can take anywhere from 20 minutes to, an hour for a candle to burn all the way down. It's funny, I'm doing magic, but I can't see the future, but you know exactly how long this is going to take because you can see the timestamp on this video. And because right now, time is an unknown quantity for me at this past moment, I've brought with me some cards to draw if things are so boring on the candle front, if nothing's really happening as happens, but I think tonight will be good. But I like distractions, so you have to be prepared. I've also brought some stones, a sketchbook to doodle in if it comes to that, and of course I have a whole pot of tea with me, just in case. And you're more than welcome to follow along if this is something you do. You may have different practices, and that's awesome. I'm going to keep things very simple tonight. And I'm also going to tell you what's going on, in case it's exciting. Woo-hoo-hoo! But, as always, get comfy, get cozy, gather your animal familiars around you. You will hear my cats probably coming to the door for this one. They like to be where this is at, but they're also a little too curious, so poor babies. Put your tea on the boil, your coffee if you want. Decaf I would absolutely recommend if you're trying to fall asleep, of course, but I have picked out some berry tea. I am still on that berry kick. It's rich, it's sweet, it's decaffeinated. Well, it's an herbal tea, so there was never any caffeine to speak of to begin with, but do follow me into the magical side of A Bit Late for a spell while you sleep. A spell for sleep. Alright, so I'm going to start by lighting some candles so that I can see what I'm doing for the other candle. This one's a nice blue, and it has one of those wood wicks that you can hear. You can hear like that. It is quite the loud candle, I will say, so I'm going to try to put it far away. Alright, and it's time to get some good smells going, so incense it is. And because we are looking for a spell for sleep tonight, I think lavender will do quite nicely. It's a little lavender stick. Hopefully it lasts the whole time, although I have my doubts. Actually, I know for a fact it won't last the whole time. But that's why I brought many. I also don't know how much I can stand of the incense in a small enclosed space, so we shall see, won't we? Wow, it's really working already. It's very peaceful and calming. Anyway, the candles are lit, the smell is smelling. If you are one to call corners, now would be a good time to do that before we begin. I'm going to begin by carving my candle. I've picked a blue candle for this. It's a royal blue. Honestly, it's like a crayon blue. But the blue puts me in mind of water and relaxation and peace. Imagine yourself on a beach and hearing waves, but I honestly kind of like to picture myself by a small little spring river. But yeah, so blue, the color of tranquility, peace, protection, and calmness, which is exactly what we're going for. So what I like to do is carve into the candle vertically what the things are that I would like to bring into this. The things that when the candle's burning, I can look at the words and remember, oh, that's right, I lit this so I could fall asleep or have a peaceful sleep or get rid of fear and worry. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start by, I think for this, the hope and the wish is a well-rested sleep. So I think I will carve the words well rested on one side of the candle. W-E-L-L. To hyphen or not to hyphen? That is the question. We'll put a dot. Compromise. Rested. Shake that wax off. Pretty decent handwriting if I do say so myself. If only you could see it. But imagine good handwriting. You know what? I'll probably put it on the screen. There we go. Okay. So well rested, and when I can't sleep, it's usually because there's a thing or 100 gnawing on my mind. So where I carve the words well rested coming towards me vertically, I'm going to put the word, anxiety and worry carved away from me, upside down, basically. I'm going to get rid of those. I want those out of my mind, so I'm going to do those upside down. So anxiety, worry. We'll do worry first. Worry. And I carve with pointies, like pointy letters, because I'm not that dexterous on a candle, turns out. Worry. And for funsies, let's write fear too. Who sits for funsies with fear? Anyway, we do here. That one candle is really going, which is good because I needed to light this candle. So we have well-rested sleep without worry and fear. And while we're here, let's banish nightmares too. So I'm going to write nightmares. That's also written upside down and backwards because we're banishing those. Get out of here. Get out of town. And then, let's wrap it up with a positive. Refreshed. We are going to wake up refreshed tomorrow. You are going to wake up with the sun and just be like a beam of sunshine yourself. That's how good your sleep is going to be tonight. Your worry-free, nightmareless sleep. So, refreshed. And we're writing that the positive way. So, wow, when you write words like this, you see how weird words actually are. Refreshed. All right, get all that pesky extra wax off. Put away the carving tool, which is silver. Very fancy, yes, I know, but really, it's a broken crochet hook for little small beads. Super fancy, I know. All right, gather the wax, and before we get to light this candle, I am going to put some oil on it, just tracing the words towards me if they're things that I'd like. So I think I would like some well-rested sleep, yep, towards me with the lavender oil. We got a theme going here tonight. Away with the worry and the fear. Away with the nightmares. And yes, please, come on in, refreshing sleep. That would be very pleasant and sweet. Sweet dreams. No nightmares. All right. Put the candle in the holder first. Otherwise it slips away. And we will light this and keep watch. All right. Candle lit. Candle placed on the fire-resistant dish on the very nice cloth, the special cloth on the table. That gives you a picture of what's going on here. And that one candle's going crazy. But yeah, so now we wait. And, ooh, right away, we got some wax dripping on the worry and anxiety written upside down. So if those are a bother right now, I think we're working on those. All the wax is sort of globbed up on those words already. We have a drip, 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 drip. Like 5 little glumps of drip so far. I know that watching paint dry is thrilling, and this is probably sounding very similar to that, but I love this stuff. It's so cool. Oh, okay, so there's one big glob. It's growing. It's growing. It's alive. And the word anxiety is completely wrecked by wax, which is now falling off the word and onto the tray. It's completely missing the little candle stand too. This is exciting stuff. It's like watching icicles form in real time, but they're made out of hot material, not freezing, slowing down water. Although this is cooling, slowing down wax. I guess transforming from one state of matter to another is always magical. Drip, drip, drip. 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 And it's dripping off plate. So team worry and anxiety, I think we're seen tonight. Yeah, this is some candles aren't action-packed. This one is methodically dynamic, I will say. But there's something pretty cool when you just stare at the candle and remind yourself, or anyway, this is what I do, that I'm not going to worry about that one thing at this moment, because at this particular moment, there's nothing I can do about it. If it was the middle of the day and things were open and I could talk to people about some things, yes, I could get things done, but right now it's like 3 a.m. Really, for us night owls, the world is a little interesting because things are closed when our brains start to turn on. Oh, I feel like a golf announcer announcing when wax falls, but the whole thing just fell off the word anxiety and it is on the table. And the wax keeps piling up, piling up, piling up. This one might be on the quicker side of things. Still, it's not quick. It's still around 20-30 minutes. But I think I'm going to have a sip of my tea. The essential berry tea. And I've added some rose petals and hibiscus to it. So it's extra floral, extra zesty. It's fantastic. And it is the color of blood. I guess a blue tea would have been better for tonight, huh? Oh well, hindsight is 20/20. Strain the tea, take it out Oh, actually that's nice. It's kind of a more purpley color tonight. I'm not sure why. Maybe I had more blueberries than raspberries in this little strainer today. Infuser, I should say. But yeah, thanks for letting me keep you company tonight. It's always strange trying new things or sharing new things with people. So I hope this is your cup of tea, even though it's my cup of tea right now that I'm drinking. And I can't seem to turn off the weird puns in my brain, but thanks for having me in your head regardless. Tea is good. Tea is very good. Just a quiet night, sipping tea, watching candles burn, writing cool things into some wax. What more could you want? I think the thing I like best about just doing little sleep spells like this or candle magic, or, just forcing yourself to be in one place with your feet, if that makes sense. So it looks like our candle, so far, the chime candle, and this wax it's not your typical chime candle wax. Oh no, it's very luxurious. There's a way to describe a candle like that. It is almost like soft, if that makes sense. Soft, opaque, and creamy looking. But it's pulled at the bottom for some reference. The word well.rested took up a lot of the candle length, and we have burned past the first L in that word. Oh, hey now. Exciting development. The word refreshed has been eaten alive by wax. So it looks like the wick has fallen through. Oh, that's one of the kitties. Hey, baby. One of the wicks, or not one of the wicks, the wick has fallen through the back half of the candle, completely crushing the word refreshed. It's like a gouge or a gash in the back of the candle. Now, let's just go on a limb and say that means there's going to be some really good sleep. And our hopes and dreams of being refreshed have not been dashed or gashed, but no, they're coming alive in a big way. And the magical kitty confirms this. So now we have stopped all of our anxiety. You might hear me turning the candle on the cloth, but yeah, it looks like we've stopped leaking anxiety and worry and fear. Oh, thank goodness, right? We can stop that and just be refreshed. This is good. This is what we want. This is what we're here for. And it's so, it's dripping steadily down the word refreshed. There's a gash, but it is also dripping around the base of the candle towards the word well rested, which is amazing and wonderful and just what we want to hear, and falling to the ground. Well, not the ground, to the tray from there, from the candle holder. And if you nerd out about this kind of stuff, it might be interesting to know. I chose a black candle holder for this because to me that puts my mind in a state of complete ease. It's visually soft and dark like the inside of my eyelids when I'm trying to sleep, and there's a comfort in it. It's not like a spooky, scary color. It's like, no, this is nice. This is comfortable. So that's why I chose that. But the blue looks really shocking against it. It's just that kind of blue. It's like the sky on a bright summer day without any clouds, which is what we will be when we wake up. Rays of sunshine, whatever time that is. So the weather lately has been turning to warmer weather, which is wonderful and nice. But even still, I will always drink a hot tea at night to try to fall asleep too. Or after, not to, because that would be a lot to clean up in my sleep. But it looks like the candle's already halfway done burning. We have most of the glumps, super specific magical term, I know, gathered on the word refreshed. Leaning around towards well rested, so hey, I think the signs are very good. Whatever you believe, I think a well-rested sleep is a good thing. But I have brought with me some other things. This clay rattle I made a long time ago. It's kind of earthy, has a good sound. Very grounding sound, clay-y sound. And I will be looking through these precious stones now. Kind of wish I could show you, because they're really neat looking. From all these different places. These two are interesting. I kind of think they're opposites of each other, even though they were many years apart in the collection. So the first one is this nearly opaque, flat black rock. I think we don't call it obsidian. You can barely see through it, so I like to think of it as like a scrying stone or something where you look into it and you can see maybe a little bit of a candlelight if there's no other light source in the room and they just appear like the faintest of orange pinpricks. So this one's pretty neat if you feel like you just want to see the world through a different, well, if you just want to see the world and not be blinded by light, you can look through this little stone here. It's nice. It's about 1 inch by 2 inches. It's a worry stone. Got a lot of those. Anyway, maybe there's a reason why I stay up late. But then this one, which is its opposite, is very see-through, very transparent. And I'm pretty sure it's synthetic and man-made, but it's a rainbow opal, a little bit milky. And it inverts everything that you look through. Oh, hey, kitty. Hey, baby. I hear you. We hear you. But yeah, so those sometimes I like to put on the opposite sides of whatever I'm doing to balance things out. Then, what shall we do next? Close your eyes and shuffle. Close your eyes and shuffle. Ooh, that's a true smoky quartz. Ooh, labradorite. It's like a butterfly wing, I love it. But that's too big, we don't want that one tonight. What would be good? Ooh, okay, this isn't a stone, but it's small and makes a nice little noise. It's a little shell, a little conch shell. From a beach, obviously, but it's really pretty. It's got a little bit of purple in it, a little bit of brown and white. It's too small to hold up to your ear to hear the ocean, though. I've tried. I think everyone tries that. Well, maybe with any kind of shell. But yeah, back on the candle watch, the wick has bent over quite a few times. And it's sticking out of the word refreshed. There's some wax that healed over it. And, oh my goodness, what? It's going through the word next to the word refreshed, which, if I need to refresh my memory, is nightmares. So maybe this candle is seeing us through the nightmares right now, or at this percentage of your sleep you're getting a nightmare. It's okay, it's gonna be fine because we're gonna be well rested and bright as a ray of sunshine tomorrow. Night owls. That's the way it's gonna be. So I think some of the neat things about doing this sort of thing are interpreting it however you need to. Oh, there's a loose piece of wax. There's no set way. I mean, some might say there's a set way, and that's all well and good. But really, it's a chance to see, where are you at any particular moment? What are you seeing? What do you think about these things? And what I'm thinking right now is this looks really cool. It's like a waterfall of wax pouring off of this candle, trending on, well rested and refreshed, which is just what we want. And I would do some other kind of spelly things, but I think this candle is ready for bed. It's moving, it's going quickly. Once it's started, it's not going to stop. But maybe I can draw a card. Maybe we do that? Or maybe we wait. I don't know. I'd love to do more videos like this. And there's so many things we could do them for. My. There's so many things that can just calm the mind at night, and it's wonderful. Absolutely fantastic. Haha. I do feel like a paint dry commentator, just telling you that, wow, the wick is bright copper by the flame, but by the end it is very cool silver, but it's still hot enough to cut through the candle itself. And it is doing that, and it's carving off both the words, nightmares and refreshed, nearly bisecting each word. So I hope that means that we get a well-rested sleep still. I'm pretty sure we will, because hopefully you're asleep already. Or if you're not, if you're like in the middle of doing something, hopefully you're in the zone right now, and that would be amazing. The zone is a great place. If you're there, awesome. Keep it going. Keep making your cool thing. Or whatever you're working on, even if you don't like it, hopefully it gets better. And then you can move on to things you enjoy. And I do know there are ways to get very, very tricky with candle burning and candle magic, but for all intents and purposes, this is just perfect. The little rivers well, really, they're waterfalls now. Wax. Yeah, it's a curtain of wax now. It's a very interesting shape. It's like those trees that are in the Amazon where the roots are above ground and they're like ribbons. I've been watching documentaries lately and I saw a tree like that and it looked really neat. But as the voice inside your head, I can't show you right now, but I can try to describe it. It's like if all of the wax were to follow one ridge line and then slowly drop off at different intervals further and further along on the slope, makes this sort of arm, kind of like the Milky Way galaxy, an arm of the Milky Way. Not really, not at all. Nothing like that, although I'm getting tired and stars and Milky Way sounds really peaceful. But it's basically a curtain of wax that has little bubbles at the bottom. Oh, we are almost at the end of the candle. I've been blathering about tree roots and wax curtains, and I didn't realize we're at the end nearly. And I think well rested, refreshed has won out with a little bit of pulling on nightmares, and we started off with stress and worry and anxiety, but no more. Wow, the whole wick is like white hot right now, too. Cutting through everything. It's just so mesmerizing watching the wax choose where it goes next. The cooled wax is that bright crayon blue, but the warm liquid wax is still this semi-transparent royal blue that's very glossy. And it's just going between the established dry stuff in new little bubbles. And then it's joining with the rest to make it one big bubble. It's fascinating. I would say you had to be there, but you're here. You just can't see all of it unfolding. Maybe one day we'll change this up and you'll be able to see. And just as foretold, the incense did not last the whole way through, but good news, it seems to have just stopped because it was caught on a little edge of the cup there, so this is wonderful because one, I can relight it without having to dig for a new one, and two, there's not that much smoke in the room and I'm not going to be able to not breathe, so it's a double win. Sweet. Just get that back in. That should do it. Place it in sight, in range, but out of the way. And with this quick little candle burning spell almost at a close, I hope that you are worry-free, anxiety-free, that there's no more nightmares, or they're kept at bay, or you're deep in sleep and you find a way out of them in your sleep. That you wake up refreshed, bright as a frickin' ray of sunshine, and that your tomorrow is so much better than your today. And if your today was awesome, that means tomorrow's gonna even rock more. But thank you for letting me keep you company and hold this candlelit vigil and have a little spell for you while you sleep. It has been a pleasure, and I do look forward to doing more like this. So let me know in the comments if this was your thing, what you'd like to do more of. Let me know and I will see what I can do. I know we didn't get to do much more beyond the candle tonight, but I hope you have a wonderful evening. And this candle looks like it is about to go out. So, all signs point to very good sleep tonight. If you are following along and you would like to close your circle out, now would be a good time to do that. After the candle goes out, of course. I'm probably going to let mine go until the very end because it's just so pretty. Thank you for letting me be the voice inside your head this evening. But now, off to sleep and dream what you will, or stay a while and enjoy another tale. Whichever you choose, I'll speak to you again, and until then, stay spooky, my friends. Good night.